Good morning to all. Myself, this is Aishwarya. I am working as an assistant professor in Sri Rama Institute of Management at Taraku. Dear students, now we are in third semester. We have three core papers. So one of the core paper is corporate legal framework. So first of all, we are discussing about what are in the syllabus. So in first unit, what is business law and Indian Contract Act 1872. So meaning and classifications of contracts, essentials of contract, what is valid and viable contracts, and performance of contract and discharge of contract in this first unit. And coming to second unit, the Sale of Goods Act 1930. What is the meaning of Sale of Goods Act? What is sale and agreement to sell? What are the conditions and warranties of the sale and agreement? How to transfer the properties of goods, and what is contract of sale and unpaid sellers. And coming to third unit, the Indian Partnership Act 1932. The meaning of Indian Partnership Act 1932, and how to registration a partnership form, and kinds of partners, and what are the rights and liabilities of partners, and the relationships in the partners, how to dissolve a partnership form. These are all topics in the third unit. And coming to fourth unit, the Consumer Protection Act 1986. The meaning of consumers and services, goods, deficiencies, defects, unfair trade practices, and rights of consumers, merchanter for grievousness, and remedies available to injured consumers. These are in fourth unit. And coming to fifth unit, the Companies Act 2030. Nature and registration of a company, kinds of companies, memorandum of associations and articles of associations, kinds of shares, how to winding up a company. So these are all in the your syllabus. Coming to first unit, what is business law? So no society cannot exist without law, because of we are in social beings or social animals. So it is a part of the social organizations. So we cannot live an isolations. So as a social being, man comes into contact with the people in various capacities. So business law is also known as commercial law or mercantile law. It cannot be regarded as a separate branch of law. It only a part of civil law. The business law students are necessary for every management graduated, because of he want to step a proper business, or willing to join a services as a manager. So that's why we are in uh, uh, discuss about the business law paper. So uh, business law, it deals with issues of both private and public law. What is Indian Contract Act 1872? The Indian Contract Act 1872 relating to contracts in India. So it is the most important constitutes of mercantile or commercial law. So it is the foundation upon which the superstructure of modern business is built. It affects everybody, more so trade, commerce, and industries. It may be said that the contract is the foundation of the civilized world. The Indian contract is divided into two parts. The first part is section 1 to 75. It deals with the general principles of the law of contract. So it is irrespective of the nature. So and the second part is section 124 to 238. It deals with the special kinds of the contract, namely guarantees, bailment, pledge, and agencies. What is a contract? According to Section 2 under Section H of the Indian Contract Act 1872, an agreement enforced by a law is a contract. So, an agreement enforced by a law is a contract. There are three types of contracts in business law. So first one is on the basis of mode of formation, and second one is on the basis of performance, on the basis of validity or enforceability is the third one. There are 14 types of contracts is there. So one by one we will discuss. The first one is express contract, implied contract, quasi contract, e-contract, executory contract, executed contract, partly executed and partly executory contract, unilateral contract, bilateral contract, valid contract, void contract, voidable contract, and illegal contract. First one, express contract. In express contract, section 9 of the Indian Contract Act 1872, 1872. In this express contract, the proposals or acceptance are provided from any party. So either it is maybe word or spoken. So for example, A says to B, will you purchase my bike for 20,000 rupees? B says to A, yes. So that is the express contract. The word defined express is, so one party proposed their acceptance. So that is express contract. Implied contract. According to section 9, the contract where there is no expressions are called implied contract. So in this implied contract there is no expressions or words. For example, sitting in a bus can be taken as an example in the implied contract between passenger and owner of the bus. So this is implied contract. So in this implied contract, we have two situations. First one is conductor of person or circumstances of the case. Next one is quasi contract. In case of quasi contract, there will be a no offer and acceptance. Actually, there will be a no contractual relationship between the both the parties, such as a contract within created by view accounts and reasons of law is called quasi contract. So there is a no particular reasons are in the quasi contract. For example, if Mr. A leaves his goods at Mr. B's shop by mistake, then it is for Mr. B return to the goods or compensate for the price to A. So that is quasi contract. And next one is e-contract. So we are already know e-contract means contract made through the digital media. So example is through via internet. So that is e-contract. Executed contract. So executed contract means in an executed contract both the parties have performed their promises under a contract. So executed contract means if the performance is completed immediately is called executed contract. For example, if the for example A contracts to buy a car from B, B paying a cash by instantly delivery his car. So both the proposals and acceptance are immediately completed. So that is the called executed contract. Next one is executory contract. In this case, where contractual obligations are to be performed in future is called executory contract. So the performance promises are completed in future. So for example, A sell his two car B for 2 lakhs. If A still to deliver the car and B is yet to pay the price, it is an executory contract. Partly executed and partly executory contract. In a partly executed and partly executory contract, one party has already completed his promises and other party has yet to executed his promises. That means one party already executed uh, contract, and another party is executory contract. So for example, A sell his bikes to B. Through A has to deliver the bike to B, but and at the same time B, as usual, B pay the price to the A. So A, they completed their performance, it is executed contract, but B are in the executory contract because of B, since the price has had to be paid in future. So that is partly executed and partly executory contract. Next one is unilateral contract. So unilateral contract is also known as one side contract. So that means it is consideration is to be moved in only one direction after the contract. So it is called unilateral contract. That means the contract completed by only one side party. So that is one side party, or one party is perform their promises. So for example, Anju's promises to pay 1,000 rupees to anyone who finds his lost cell phone. B find and return to it Anjus. From the time B found the cell phone, the contract came into existence. Now Anjus has to perform his promises. So that is payment of 1,000 rupees. So B is the so A find his cell phone to the Anjus and return to the cell phone. So that's why Anjus promises to 1,000 rupees to B. And next one is bilateral contract. A bilateral contract is one where the obligations or promises is outstanding on the parties of both the parties. If consideration in both directions are to be moved after the contract, it is called bilateral contracts. So it is also called two sides contracts. For example, A promises to sell his car to B for 1 lakh rupees and agrees to deliver the car on the receipt of payment by the end of the week. The contract is bilateral contract as both the parties have exchanged their promise to be performed within a stipulated time. So offer and acceptance are completed in a stipulated time. It is called bilateral contract. And next one is valid contract. Uh, Section 10, the contracts which are enforced by in court of law are called valid contract. So if the contract entered into the parties and satisfy the all elements of the contract, it is called valid contract. So the main features of the valid contract is, I mean, to fulfill the all the features of the contract. So that is free consent, two directional consideration, fulfillment of legal formalities, legal obligations, lawful objective, capacity of parties, and possibilities to perform it. To fulfill the all these elements to uh, to enforced by a court of law is called valid contract. So for example, there is a contract between X and Y. To let us assume that that their contract has all fulfill these elements or features in the valid contract, it is called valid contract. And next one is void contract. Indian Contract Act 1872 section 2 under section J states a contract which is not enforced by a court of law is called void contract. So that means a contract which cases to be enforced by a law becomes void when it is cases to be enforceable. If the contract deficiency, if any one or more of the above features like free consent, legal formalities, directions, two direction considerations, and possibilities to perform, capacity to perform, so these are the major elements. For example, there is a contract between X and Y where Y is a minor. So minor is not considered a partner considered to a party, so there is a no capability for minor, so it is a wild contract. Or else, for example, Mr. A agrees to write a book with a publishers. After few days, A dies in a accident. Here the contract between void due to the impossibilities of the performing of the contract, so there is a no possibilities to fulfill the or accomplish the contract, it is called void contract. And next one is voidable contract. Section 2 under section I, a contract which is deficiencies in only free consent is called voidable contract. That means it is a contract which is made under certain pressures, either like physical or mental, at the options suffering from one party. A voidable contract may become either valid or void in future. So for example, there is a contract between X and Y, so where Y has forcibly made X invited in the contract, so it is voidable at the options of A. So uh, the facts that the contract may have been brought about by one of the parties by uh, undue influence, fraud, mispresentations, and hence the other parties has right to try, it is a viable contract. And next one is illegal contracts. If the contracts as unlawful object, it is called illegal contracts. So illegal contracts are those are frauded by law. So illegal contracts always hence void contract because of illegality. So for example, there is a example. So the contract between X and Z, according to which Z has to murder Y for a consideration of 10,000 rupees for X. It is a illegal contract. And next one is unenforceable contract. A contract which has not properly fulfilled legal formalities is called unenforceable contract. That means unenforceable contract suffer from some technical defects like insufficient of stamps, etc. After recertifications of that technical defects, it become a valid contract or void contract. So the technical defects constructed but has technical defects is called an unenforceable contract. For example, A and B has drafted their agreement on 10 rupees stamp paper, where it is it to be written on 100, actually it is written on 100 rupees stamp paper, so it is unenforceable contract. After that, the technical issues are solved, it is a valid contract. The key points of all the types of contracts: void contract, agreement not enforced by a law, and it is without any legal effects. Next, void contract, valid at the time of making but becomes void subsequently due to change in circumstances. And next one is voidable contract, agreement enforced at the point of the aggressive party until the party want to nullify uh, if remains valid. Next one is illegal, an agreement prohibited or fraudulent by law. Executed contract, which has been completed performing by all the parties. Executory contract, one which the some remains to be done by the all the parties. Next, bilateral contracts, where the obligations on the party of the both parties are outstanding at the time of formation of the contract. Unilateral contract, where only party has to perform his duties and obligations. So today we are discussing what is law and what is Indian Contract Act and types of contracts. So dear students, we end this sessions, these topics. So I will catch up in next class.